Hello, and welcome to my video series around mental health. So, I don't have a set topic today, and I don't have any notes prepared or anything, but I thought I'd talk about the stigma around mental health. So, when we think about mental health, we don't think about the impact on the wellness. We think about things like illnesses and stuff that follow the disease model, which are used by doctors and psychiatrists and stuff. But, so the disease model is the medical model. But when we think about it, so we think depression, anxiety, we think about diagnoses, we think about labels that have been put onto us. And those labels don't actually define who we are. So there's another part of mental health, which is our well-being. So things like our functioning and how it affects our day-to-day living, it's a part of our well-being. So your mental health is just as important as your physical health and your sexual health. So health just in general. And it's about the capacity to be able to do things, like your cognitive, emotional, logically, rationally, like just everything. So the brain is such a complex organ that we have. I'm not even completely aware of everything that it does. Like, who is aware of it? Like, unless you have your neurological sciences and stuff like that. I know that there's so much stigma associated around mental health, and it's like, we'll take a pill, I'm on a couple of pills at the moment, different types of prescriptions, and they don't always do the job. So it's just meant to like chemically balance out what's happening in your brain and stuff. But it's like, okay, this helps a bit, but then it doesn't. Or it may numb the pain for a little bit, but it's not actually fixing the issue. So when I think about treatment options and stuff, like, I don't really like medication. I take it, but it's always thinking about other things that I can do for myself, and things like talking to a counsellor, what I can do to be able to get myself up in the morning and do things, because I know that mentally there are just days where my depression gets to me, or other physical issues that I may have, like low iron or the lack of eating that I have and stuff, and it's like you just don't have the effort to even get yourself out of bed or to take a shower, to eat, to do anything. And I know I've wasted the past few days just sleeping, and it's not a great feeling, and it makes me feel that I've just wasted so much time just sleeping, just ignoring the world. And it's like, I just rather be asleep instead of alive. And I know that I'm still alive, but then it's just like, I don't have to face the world. And my lack of motivation when it's coming to my assessment at the moment is like an issue for me, because I have a deadline for it. And it's something that's really, really important to me. So it doesn't matter what mental health illness that you have, whether it's depression, anxiety, borderline personality disorder, multiple personality disorders, schizophrenia, psychosis, eating disorders, any kind of spectrum of mental health under the DSM-5, it's like that's a label that is put onto you. And there could be comorbidities, so you could have depression and anxiety and another issue on top of that, and it's like, well, how do you help yourself, because it can be so hard to get through the day. So we need to think about, how to be able to maintain your mental health well-being, because there could be weeks where it's like, yeah, I'm great and I'm flying and it's awesome and nothing's going bad for me. But then it's like, it's about sustaining that happiness, because I know for me, it's like, well, things are going really great, but I still feel really crap. And I don't know why, because I've had such a good day. And then there are other times where it's like, nah, this week is just completely down and it's rather despairing and there's no way out. And that really, really sucks. So it's about looking after yourself, even in the good times, always applying self-care, always looking after your mental health. Because it's one of those things that it's like, like your sexual health and your physical health, you have to live with it, and you have to be able to function. So there's a lot of stigma associated about talking about it. whether it's within families that or your friends, you have a fear of being judged because you have this, or people don't believe in the illnesses like that, or it's taboo to talk about, when really importantly, it's a part of you and it can have an effect on you, whether it's your daily living, your ability to get up, your ability to go and face the world, whether it's social anxiety or, agoraphobia, so being afraid to leave the house. These are massive things where it's like, it takes an effect on you, and it takes away that bit of you, that strength to be able to do so. But keeping in mind that, well, you're still alive, you're still progressing, and that shows resilience, and you are strong, so strong to be able to get through the day, even if it's like, waking up, having a shower, anything, like even if it's little, it's still like, well, I didn't just waste the day or anything. And so apart from using the medical model or the biopsychosocial model, what I really love at the moment is what I'm studying using positive psychology. So yeah, there are therapies where it's like, looking at what's wrong. And it's like, yeah, you can focus on the negatives and stuff like that, but positive psychology focuses on what's going right for you and looking at your strengths, which is really, really important. So putting yourself in the flow and just allowing your mind to be consumed in that activity that you enjoy. So for me, it could be artwork, it could be music, and it's just like, when you're in that mindset of doing that, you're using like 110% of your brain. It's like, just putting so much time and effort into this one creation. For other people, it could be cooking, and so taking in all the senses of what you're doing, and like preparation and cooking and stuff. And it's like, there's a certain process that you follow, and just the sensations that you get from it. Like, there are a lot of people that love cooking, and it gives them that satisfaction. And when you're in that zone and you're in that flow, it's like, there's nothing that can take you out of it. And that's where positive psychology is amazing about that, because it's like, putting yourself there, and it's like using your strengths. And so in that sense, like, your strengths could be being creative, and that's great. And so it's about, that's keeping your mental health well-being on board, being positive, keeping yourself safe. So there are many ways of doing so, whether it's therapy, whether it's looking at like talking to a support worker, helplines and stuff, talking to a friend, writing things down, making your own little case plan, or your to-do list and stuff like that. And even if you can't tick everything off, it's like, well, I've done 3 out of 10, and that's great. Keeping yourself going can be one of the hardest things, and it's about accepting it. And it's like, okay, yeah, today things are really, really hard for me, and I may not even be able to get out of bed, but that's okay. That is okay. I have a video that I'm thinking about doing, and it's going to be really, really hard for me because it's an issue that I'm struggling with, and so I'm going to try and be optimistic about it and hold hope in myself, because there are times, like, even with your mental health, that even if you don't feel hopeful within yourself, having someone that does feel hopeful for you, that's really important. To know that there are people that care for you and want to see you grow, that is definitely important. So I don't want this video to go on, and I don't know how many times I'm repeating myself, but I just want to stress the importance of opening up the conversation around mental health, because awareness is so important, and breaking down the stigma, because it is a part of you and a part of everyone. It's about your functioning, it's about being able to look after your well-being, being safe, being in control of yourself, and not letting your mental health issues take a hold of you, because it's not who you are. It doesn't define who you are. Yes, it may be a part of you, but it isn't who you are. And that's something that I think is really important for people to know. You are worth so much more than what this definition holds of you, because, as I said, it's a label. There may be us, suffer from depression and anxiety and stuff like that, and yeah, it can be really hard to get through those. But having a plan to help you cope, to manage these issues, and to be able to keep yourself going forward, whether you're using positive affirmations, whether you're using helplines, whether it's about accepting what's going on for you, and moving forward from it. And it's a lot easier said than done, but if you can keep on top of it, then, like, you know, looking after your mental health well-being becomes easier, because it becomes an ingrained process, a healthy ingrained process, instead of like going into unhealthy coping mechanisms, such as like self-harm, binge drinking, taking drugs, or overdosing on your medications and stuff, doing things that actually hurt yourself, because then we're going into a backwards spiral instead of being healthy. And yeah, you will get lapses, and that is okay. You're allowed to step backwards. It's all a part of the process. It's about being able to get back on top of it and being like, look, okay, this happened. It's okay. I can still move forward. I'm driven, and my mental health is important. And you need to know that it is important, and it is important to talk about it. So, yeah, be open about it, and you're not crying out for attention or anything like that, because I think everyone should have a conversation about it, because that's how we reach out. Peer support is amazing. Talking to people who have similar issues to you, it's all an important part of the process. So given that, I will leave it there. And please, because I haven't gotten many topics so far, like what you want to hear about, what's important to you, and yeah, hopefully we can get a video about it. So put it in the comments. And because I really like videos that have an important place on people, whether it's insight from myself, whether it's me giving techniques and coping strategies around it, or just giving extra information. Yeah, please hit me up, because I want to do this video series to have an impact on people, to educate and provide insight around these issues. They also help me to be able to get my issues out there and stuff, be able to share my experiences, because I know certain people can relate to it. So yeah, go for gold, give me feedback, and let's hope that we can get this going. Cool. Until next time.